I am Eva Hornack. I'm the Communications Manager for the Irrigation Association. I will be your moderator for today's session. As a reminder, all your lines as attendees are on mute by default. Also as a reminder, this session will be recorded and we will be posting it to the website when we're finished. You can type a question, as many of you already have, into your control panel during the session. Also at the end, you can virtually raise your hand if you have a question, and we'd like to take some questions at the end. You must have entered your telephone PIN number that is provided to you when you log in if you want to be able to speak via the phone, for me to be able to unmute your line. Your lead presenter today will be Derek Wright, President of Virtual Rain, Inc., and he's a member of the IA Smart Irrigation Month Committee. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to him to get started. Derek?
All right, thanks, Eva. Welcome. On behalf of the Irrigation Association, we wanted to take some time today to review the opportunity of what we can do to promote Smart Irrigation Month. So we appreciate you taking the time to be here. Slide. Slide.
Sorry, it should be there.
Okay. Today we're going to have 4 different people talk about what they've done within their companies, and this is going to be the highlight of the presentation. Things that they've done to promote Smart Irrigation Month within their companies. First off will be Steve Christie from Automatic Irrigation, then Gene Reed with Reed Irrigation in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Sue Mackey from the city of Carmel in Indiana, and then Christine Canepa from the Toro Company. Slide. So our agenda for the call will be an introduction of what Smart Irrigation Month is, an overview of how we got to that, and then we're talking earlier about the 4 different people who will present what they've done within their company with various viewpoints from contractor, distributor, manufacturer, and a city and municipality. And then last of all would be maybe a call to action to each of you to see what you might be able to do within your organization to become more involved in helping to promote Smart Irrigation Month. Slide. The economic challenges that face all of us present opportunities for us to do things differently. One of the opportunities that we have is to work as a group together to promote and raise the awareness of this venue, Smart Irrigation Month. We believe that an increased understanding of what can be done to better raise awareness on water smart technologies or water saving products will increase our understanding and help us keep that valuable resource we call water for the future. Slide. So what is Smart Irrigation Month? It's a public relations campaign that can help us promote efficient irrigation practices. It can be done on various levels, whether it be a contractor, a distributor, a municipality or city or water agency, or a manufacturer of irrigation products. Each of us look at our industry in ways that we could review and advance water-saving type products, things that will help us save that precious resource. And that through our efforts, collectively, we can raise the public awareness of water conservation and the importance for us to conserve water. Slide. So why Smart Irrigation Month? 5 or 6 years ago, the communications committee within the Irrigation Association was looking for a way that they could bring the maximum amount of awareness, and they come up with Smart Irrigation Month as the way to promote efficient use of irrigation products and to raise the awareness at all levels. So this falls within the IA's, the Irrigation Association's mission statement and unifying statement. We want people to understand that we're about water conservation and that we are not an industry that wastes that resource. Slide. Slide.
I did advance it. Are you guys not seeing it? Let's see. Let's try this again. How about
okay,
now?
There you go.
All right.
Yep. So why Smart Irrigation Month? We believe that there's an opportunity within agricultural and urban markets for us to use water more efficiently, and that currently there are many inefficient practices. By raising awareness of what water smart products that we have and what's available, we will be able to help in raising the efficiencies that can come, and whether they come from design, installation, operation, or maintenance. Smart irrigation also promotes the adoption of new technologies. From an agricultural standpoint, the ability to maintain efficient crops produce with far less water, and in the landscape using water efficient products that reduce the amount of water consumed. Slide. We've chosen July as the month because July seems to be when it's in the heat of the season, and many areas in the country or across the country are at their peak in their season during the summer. We think more about irrigation during the summer because it's hot. We have to use sprinklers. And it also provides us with the opportunity at that time to get involved in a role as a steward of this resource in an environmental cause or concern. Slide. So here are the target audiences of those that we want to focus on to raise awareness and to get the message out. So industry professionals, public agencies, agricultural, irrigation, and landscape users, irrigation dealers or distributors, irrigation manufacturers, water agencies and utilities, water districts, purveyors, and academia. So with these being our target audience, we're asking each of you to look at how we can communicate the message to them. So the strategy would be to be able to use multiple mediums to increase our reach. We have the ability to use various mediums to target an audience or a group. And these ideas are available to each of you to access, to review what we have available for you to use in your market, in your particular company. So we have specific tools also that you could use. For example, a trifold brochure that you could put on a counter display. And we also have the ability to use electronic newsletters where we can promote that July is Smart Irrigation Month. Slide. So these are some pieces that have been done across the country with regards to education of Smart Irrigation Month and showing what companies have been able to do to promote July being Smart Irrigation Month, whether it is their company newsletter or associated with proclamations by other government agencies. And of course, traditional media with ads or PR in the newspaper. Slide. These are various newsletters from vendors and distributors across the country who have used Smart Irrigation Month as a way to promote this to their customers, and also smart or water-saving type products or devices. Slide. We also have social media. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, these are all examples of how we can, things that we can do or things we can use to further the cause. Slide.
Can you see it?
I cannot. Mine is still on industry activity.
Try that. Just try it again. Can everybody see success stories now?
No.
No. Do we see it now?
We see industry activity on our screen, Eva.
Really? Can we see the distributor story one?
No. It's still on social media, the YouTube, Facebook, Twitter type page.
How about now? Do we have success?
Still on industry activity for me.
For me as well.
Let me try stopping the screen and turning it back on here momentarily.
As they start that, maybe I can review the panelists that will be talking about success stories within their company. First will be Steve Christie. Steve Christie is with Automatic Irrigation in Indianapolis, Indiana. Yes, he's still hurt a little bit from last night's loss to Duke in the national championship game. But Steve is the owner of Automatic Irrigation and will be talking a little bit about things that he's done within his company, a wholesale irrigation distributor, to promote Smart Irrigation Month. Next, we will have Gene Reed. He's a contractor, an irrigation contractor in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Gene is going to share what he's done as a contractor to be able to raise awareness of Smart Irrigation Month in his market. Then we'll have Sue Mackey. Sue is with the City of Carmel, Indiana. She serves as the manager of customer relations and education for the City of Carmel Utilities. Her responsibilities include community education and public relations for the city's utilities department. And she's also involved in a variety of special projects and green initiatives on behalf of the utilities department. Sue will talk about what they've been able to use and what they've been able to do to raise awareness within their city, because July oftentimes is a high consumption month of water, and that can present challenges for cities and municipalities. And then last we'll have Christine Canepa from the Toro Company. She's the Director of Marketing, and she's going to present what they have done as a company to use Smart Irrigation Month and to promote that cause within their company and the outreach that they've been able to do. At this time, Eva, I see that industry activity is still up. I think if you don't mind, what we might be able to do is we might be able to go ahead and start with the success stories, and hopefully when it comes up, Eva, we're able to move forward, or do you want to wait?
Yeah, I mean, let's definitely go ahead and have our guest speakers present their stories. I'm not sure what's happening because it's coming up on mine that it's advancing, so I'm trying to work it out. My apologies to everyone.
No, no problem. So if we don't mind, Steve Christie with Automatic Irrigation, would you, now as it comes back on, we'll be able to go back and have Steve talk specifically if there were points that were on his slide. I apologize to the presenters for not having it on the screen. Do we want to wait just a minute, or should we go ahead and go, panelists?
I'm ready to go if you want me to.
Why don't we go ahead,
Why don't
Steve?
you go ahead and speak a little bit?
Yeah, let me go ahead and go ahead. And Derek, I apologize if I do sound like I'm a little down today, but boy, our Butler Bulldogs they went a long way, and for a school with 4,000 students, we're still pretty proud of what they pulled off, or almost pulled off. So, anyway, in regard to Smart Irrigation Month, our company's been supporters of Smart Irrigation Month now for several years, and every year we just try to add something a little different or something to what we've done in the past to get the message out as much as we can. The program is, in fact, gaining support, I think, kind of throughout the country each year. But it's important that we all do something, and we all need to continue to promote the fact that irrigation is not a bad thing, that there's a lot of positive things on the irrigation product development side and design and installation side that we need to make sure that people are certainly aware of. And we need to get that message out to not only our own customers, but to end users as well. And what we try to do, the first thing, every year is we reiterate to our own employees the importance of Smart Irrigation Month, the fact that July is Smart Irrigation Month, and we're going to continue to promote that throughout the year. And there's just a lot of different things collateral-wise you can do. And if the thing was up, if you could see the slide, one of the first things we do, and I'll just kind of run through some of these, is we do banners for each one of our locations. And we do the banners and just hang them from the ceiling in the area in our showroom. And what we've done, very simply, is just download the Smart Irrigation Month logo from the IA website, and you can see it there at the top of the page. It's a great looking logo, and you can download that and just kind of use it on any collateral material you have. So we download the logo, send it over to the company who does the banners for us, and put it on there. So we put our own logo on the banner, whatever our marketing theme is that year, and then at the bottom of the banner is the new Smart Irrigation Month logo. And so we try to use that logo essentially everywhere we can. We also have used bumper stickers. And we've got a number of delivery trucks and salespeople kind of running around the state of Indiana every day. And so we just put 2 or 3 of those bumper stickers on our trucks, and so our customers can see it, plus anybody else that's driving behind our trucks on the interstate highways or whatever would see and at least maybe reinforce the position we're trying to take. We also take those bumper stickers. They look great in the windows of our office or where you come in the doors. And then we also have a stack of these bumper stickers that we make available to all of our contractors. So, in fact, they can put them on their trucks. So when they're installing irrigation systems, that their customers can see that there is something about Smart Irrigation Month, and maybe ask a question about, quite frankly, what that means. We also use labels, and we take small labels, and we do a pretty significant amount of UPS business. So a customer will call in and order some things, and every day the UPS truck comes in, and we load it with stuff that's going all over the state of Indiana. So in every box that we pack up, we put a small business card in there about Smart Irrigation Month, and on every box we put 2 or 3 labels. They're just like the logo, and again, just to reinforce what our message is. And you can actually go on to the IA website and click on the area of the IA bookstore, and you can buy these labels in rolls, and you can also buy the bumper stickers. So that stuff's available for use there. Our company also does an electronic newsletter, 12 of those issues every year. we send out to all of our customers. So we plan as to what we're going to do and what story we're going to have in there. And so from March through July, every month that we do an electronic newsletter, we either have a promotion for a water-conserving product or a story on Smart Irrigation Month. And so our contractors will see the fact that we're promoting it, and hopefully they'll take the opportunity to promote it as well. We also have a number of events throughout the year. In a seasonal business, the kickoff to our season is always right at the 1st of March when the weather starts to warm up and contractors are starting to get back to work. So we take that opportunity as we're meeting our contractor customers around the state to make sure they're aware of the fact that, once again, we're promoting Smart Irrigation Month, and it's in July, and you ought to start doing that with your customers as well. And also, once we start selling some things, anytime we send out an invoice to a customer, we always put a business card in there that talks about Smart Irrigation Month and how to log on to the IA website and use some of the tips that are provided there for the contractors to promote Smart Irrigation Month to their customers. Throughout the course of the year, we also promote products, special deals on products, and anytime we're promoting anything that has a movement towards water conservation, we're always including the Smart Irrigation Month logo on there and make sure customers are aware of how that goes along with it. We're fortunate to have a good working relationship with a major water purveyor here in Indianapolis, Indianapolis Water, and I think Sue will probably talk about in more detail about what they're doing at the City of Carmel. But with Indianapolis Water, they're looking to promote water conservation during the months of, I think, probably April, May, June, July, and August, and we're constantly providing them with information and tips on how to save money or how to save, I think, water in an existing irrigation system. So I guess, Derek, in conclusion, we're a distributor. We don't have nearly the budget that some of the larger manufacturers do have, but it's pretty inexpensive, and it's pretty cheap to buy, either to use the logo every place you can, to use the bumper stickers or the labels or whatever you can do. It's very easy to do, and I would encourage anybody on the call that hasn't started to do so. But I guess the one thing I would certainly suggest is you can't start too early. We're in March now, and you want to start building up and reinforcing the message to your customers between now and July, so they don't just see that in June or July. Thank you, Derek.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it. Next, Gene Reed with Reed Irrigation in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Thanks, Derek. This is the first year we're going to be promoting Smart Irrigation Month, but we're going to just essentially be trying to do what Steve Christie has just described. We're going to be using the labels and the bumper stickers and the logo from the IA website to do what we can. We're going to start with our customers. We do a fair amount of service work here, and I think our service techs are going to kind of be on the front line with this. But we're going to just give each of them a roll of these labels or these stickers from the IA that just say July Smart Irrigation Month with the logo. And they're going to put one of these stickers on every controller that they service through the summer. And then we'll, of course, have the bumper stickers on the trucks, too. A couple of weeks ago, when these labels arrived here at our office, our insurance agent was here, and he saw them laying there. He did peel one off and put it on his lapel, and it looked so good that I think I'm going to also have our guys put one of these labels above their name on their uniform shirts during June and July, too. We're going to make up a little card to go with this sticker that the guys can hand out to customers directly that has the Smart Irrigation Month logo on there, but also listing some types of new water-efficient products like the weather-based controllers and the moisture sensors and the multi-stream rotary heads and drip irrigation and so forth. And we're going to be giving an extra commission, actually, to our service techs for the new equipment that they install. And I think they're pretty happy about having these stickers, and these things to use. I think it's going to make for an easy introduction for them. From our office, we're going to use these same stickers to put on all of our invoices and quotes that go out, all of our paper things that go out. We'll just put one of these stickers on, but we're going to put the logo that we've downloaded from the IA website on everything that goes out electronically, invoices and quotes and such. On our website, we're going to feature Smart Irrigation Month on the home page, and we're going to put a link to the smartirrigationmonth.org website that the IA has. We're going to approach our distributors here in this area and essentially just ask them to do the things that Steve Christie, has done. And in fact, I think I'll probably give them his phone number and tell them that if they need ideas to call Steve. But I think it'd be just great if they could put up a banner on the outside of the store or put up a banner on the inside of the store and then have the bumper stickers available. And then if they can actually, actively give the bumper stickers to the contractors that they work with, I think they'll get more results of having them put on the trucks. We're going to work with our local nurserymen's association to get Smart Irrigation Month featured in the things that they send out to local members. And when we look toward trying to get Smart Irrigation Month in front of the public at large, I think we're going to start by asking our mayor to proclaim July as Smart Irrigation Month. There's a template on the IA website for a proclamation like this. So all we have to do is just download it and fill in the blanks for Tulsa, Oklahoma, and give it to them. And then along with that, we're going to ask our local public radio station to make public service announcements announcing Smart Irrigation Month, and they'll be able to tie in the fact that it's been proclaimed as Smart Irrigation Month in our area. And I think that's only going to be like a 3 or 4 line announcement, but it'll be pretty easy to do. We're going to visit with our water purveyors in this area too, and we're going to download and give them a sample copy of the billing stuffers that water purveyors can send out. And I know that we already have a couple who are interested. In our area, the rural water district people have a more limited supply of water than municipal water works here have. So I think they're going to probably be more aggressive about it than one here in our city. And finally, I'm going to give a class to a Master Gardener class in June the 20th and going to feature Smart Irrigation Month and efficient watering. We're going to have our service techs take some pictures through the summer. They all have either a phone with a camera on it or a digital camera, and have them take some photos of good irrigation and poor irrigation. I think that's going to help make the point. I just hope that none of our customers that have poor irrigation are in the audience that we're showing that to. Then we have also a public garden here. We have several really nice public gardens in our area, but one that's fairly new, it's only about 5 years old, is a teaching and demonstration garden. It's called a Linnaeus Garden. And they've invited us to put up a display in their visitor center. They have about 40,000 people a year come through that place. So right there about where people sign in, we'll have this display featuring Smart Irrigation Month. And we're just going to download the graphics for that off of the website, off the IA website. And then I'm going to put some controllers and soil moisture sensors and some actual product up there with labels, and kind of describing those things. Along with that, we're going to upgrade the controller there at that Linnaeus Garden to a weather-based controller, and they have over 100 volunteers there that we'll give briefings to them and to classes that come through on the controller and how it works and such. But along with that, there's a columnist that writes a weekly column in our local paper. It actually has distribution over about half of the state. And it's on horticulture topics or landscaping and gardening. And he was pretty thrilled with the idea of featuring Smart Irrigation Month in his column probably toward the end of June. I think after writing a column week after week, he's pretty happy to have a new topic to feature. So we're going to try to send him some photos along with information off of the website. I think, the main thing I would say in summary is that for very little money and for very little time, just with ordering things from the IA and from downloading information off the website, I feel like all of our tools are already, at hand. It's just a matter of getting them out to the customers and get them out to these gardening centers and such. So that's what we're going to do. Thanks, Derek.
Thanks, Gene. Appreciate that. Next, we're going to have Sue Mackey from the City of Carmel.
Hi, thanks, Derek. The City of Carmel right here just north of Indianapolis, is in a somewhat unique situation compared to the rest of the country in that we have plenty of water. We are very water rich. We sit right on top of a huge aquifer, and the water supply has never been an issue. What's been an issue in our area is building the infrastructure to get the water out to the residents. We've done a really good job in making sure that all of our residents get the water they need, but one of the challenges we face is the peak season, which happens to come during the summer when everyone has their irrigation systems on and running. And for a few weeks of the year, the few hottest weeks of the year, they're usually in July, it does not make sense, it's not fiscally sound to build infrastructure just to supply all this extra water for just a couple weeks of the year. So we really partner and embrace the Smart Irrigation Month concept here in Carmel because it educates our citizens to use water more effectively during peak season. That way we don't have to build that extra water plant or dig those extra wells and build those extra large mains to get the water out to people for just a couple weeks a year. Some of the things that we've done in the past and will continue to do is to do either a water bill insert or a message that's printed directly on the water bill. We have the capability, as many water companies, to put on the bill itself a message, and so we will be putting the Smart Irrigation Month logo and a message about efficient watering during the bills that go out during the month of July. We've also done a segment on a local TV show featuring Smart Irrigation Month and talking a little bit about smart watering tips that people can find useful in their daily lives. We attend community events where we have a booth with the city and we give away giveaways to the public and the attendees of the event. And in the past, we've given away rain gauges so people can gauge how much water they've gotten in a certain area, whether they need to really water anymore, or if they do, how much. And that helps get the message to the public about Smart Irrigation Month. And we've done the typical website links to Smart Irrigation Month. Our mayor has proclaimed July as Smart Irrigation Month. And we've also sponsored the Carmel Chamber of Commerce July meeting in the past, and will continue to do so, where we are able to focus that meeting, aside from the normal speaker, with regards to Smart Irrigation Month, to be able to do a little bit of PR with the members of the Chamber of Commerce. So we've done a lot of variety of things just to get the information out to the public so they get in their mind about efficient irrigation and watering practices. One of the things that we're doing in the future is that we have done a study at 2 of our fire stations. We have the historical irrigation water use for 2 stations, and it seems pretty high. Then we hired an independent certified auditor to come out and audit their irrigation system, and we've identified the 2 stations and did 2 different methodologies towards determining what they should do. One fire station is we just made simple changes with the controller, setting the timings different, removing some heads in some areas that don't really need extra irrigation depending on the planting. And then in the other irrigation fire station, what we did is got one of the latest smart controllers that was donated by Rainbird, along with some of sprinkler heads, and we are converting that fire station to smart irrigation or smart controller, smart irrigation technology. So we're going to follow those two fire stations and see what the results are, and I'm very confident we're going to see good results at both of them, and especially with the smart irrigation controller study, and those we will be publicizing during Smart Irrigation Month in the future, probably 2011, 2012, depending how long our study lasts. So that's some of the things that the City of Carmel is doing.
Thanks, Sue. Next, we have Christine Canepa from the Toro Company. She's Director of Marketing. Christine?
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Just a little bit different perspective in terms of, what the manufacturers are doing here to help support the water savings and knowledge efforts that need to be created out there to build awareness in support of the IA and July as being Smart Irrigation Month. The traditional, what I'm going to be talking about today is in addition to the traditional adding the IA logo to a lot of our marketing materials, which we do during the months of May and June in preparation for July, kind of heightening the awareness as we approach July. We prepare materials for distributors, contractors, municipalities, and purveyors, and we believe that by planting this seed early, that it brings awareness, early awareness, and increases the adoption of sharing knowledge and putting that knowledge into actionable items. So showing examples of how others are saving water and the quickest way to change those behaviors is important. And we initiated what we called a Water Smart Symposium in 2006. We had over 200 attendees, and it was designed to share knowledge and how people could achieve success without excess. We hosted industry leaders, some recognizable cities and municipalities that had had success in sharing their water stories, and we invited them here to share those with local and regional, especially here in the Southwest areas of Southern California, Nevada, and Arizona. And we had many people travel from all over to learn about this information, and it was the first of its kind at that time. And in 2008, we realized that this went worldwide, and these are things that I'm going to talk about that we're doing and are really simple to use if you scale it down and look at it on a smaller basis, and that you can do for your businesses. Technology is a great way to drive that awareness, and as you know, many people are on their computers, and oftentimes it's a primary way to communicate in today's electronic world. And so either through email or information, there might be examples that you could send off to a customer list, and gathering that customer list to share those water-saving stories amongst your database. And we expanded the knowledge sharing worldwide by having a virtual webinar. So we took Success Without Excess and we went global. Now, again, not necessary to have a big production, but you might be able to host something local, and the GoToWebinar that we're accessing today is a good example of how to do that. You can do webinars online, again, mailings, and just ways that your customers can share in the water savings efforts and examples. Again, showing people how to do it is the quickest way for adoption. And we decided in 2009, knowledge is great and sharing it, but we thought as a company we wanted to do a little bit more. Toro's a very philanthropic company, and we decided, within our communities, we have a criteria, and that's, you know, to make a difference where we work, live, and play. So we decided to take the water symposium budgets and apply them to a city here within the Riverside County and a place that we could install a water-saving garden. And similar to the activities in Carmel, Indiana, where, you know, showing people and putting product in and showing them how to use it and demonstrating it is key to helping people learn. So what we did is we chose a city here locally who, in Southern California, was hard hit by the economy, but they continued to invest in their community, and that was the city of Paris, California. Putting it into terms that you might be able to adopt a similar practice. That might be to adopt a family or a neighborhood or a few homes by placing a Smart Irrigation Month sign in the yard, letting them know that you've sponsored this particular project, and a little more philanthropic or community outreach for those of you who build that into your business model. But this little community was taking their investments, such as solar and putting it into parking structures to produce off-grid energy. They also wanted to improve the landscapes of all their foreclosed homes so their community beautification efforts didn't suffer. So we thought the best way that we could show those residents how to save money during the month of July, we launched what we called a demonstration garden with having a drought-breaking event with the mayor and the city councilmen or the county supervisors. And we brought people out to where they could go back and visit, and we showed smart controllers, weather-saving or weather-driven controllers with drip, water-saving nozzles, and it was all in an area that the community could come to visit, and it was with information that they could take and go back and install in their homes as well. So again, bringing awareness at, you know, from the top and then also at the resident level and working back up from the bottom, because it's important to have both. Manufacturers are often, you know, very top-down, and we just felt that somewhere in between we could drive the efforts from the bottom up and we could bring awareness at a grassroots level. So what we did is we're measuring that project. We want to take that case study to other municipalities and purveyors and show them the water that we were able to save. And again, it's taking existing installation and just, you know, changing some very small items, changing nozzles, adding a weather-based controller and some drip. And we're very confident that we'll be able to demonstrate that savings. And again, scaling it down, you can create your own case study, maybe have a contest for the month of July to sponsor a residence and take that property and show that you were able to save water, and then share it with your rest of your customer base, either at the distributor or contractor level. Agriculture is also very important to us, and especially with the water in the Central Valley and the availability or lack thereof, drip is a very important part and an easy way to promote Smart Irrigation Month, because it's one of the easiest to have people adapt to, because of the expense of putting it in is very low. And then we have, we've incorporated what we call the Irri-Patrol vehicle. It's a vehicle, a hybrid vehicle that's wrapped as a police car, an irrigation patrol car, and we take that around to community events and functions and customer events and schools and fairs, and it provides an impetus to ask what smart irrigation is about. And we trade that vehicle and book it with our sales team, especially during the months of June and July, and they take those out to sites and bring awareness to how installers and distributors and city events and purveyors can save water within their community as well. So it's kind of an interesting vehicle that draws attention, and even if you think of a wraps are fairly inexpensive, and it might be something you could incorporate All of this with the Smart Irrigation logos to drive that awareness. The Communications Committee has even come up with, ask me about July Smart Irrigation cards. I know that some of those things are available, but there are a lot of tools and resources that you can incorporate relatively inexpensively to drive awareness within your communities and businesses to help increase your water savings objectives. And with that, I will hand it back over to Derek.
Thanks, Christine. We appreciate all the success stories that were shared, and I hope that that's helpful to all of you. All this information is available for those on the presentation today. Will be available on the IA website so that you're able to access and review the things that we've discussed. Unfortunately, not during the presentation, but a couple other things we wanted to talk about is we all belong to industry associations. We have partnerships with companies, with cities, municipalities, and if we leverage that opportunity to share with them Smart Irrigation Month, we might find that it provides the ability for us with just one person to make a big difference in talking about things that are going on within their area, as you heard from the 4 people that presented today. But we can lobby those state associations. We can leverage that to see if we can't come up with mandates or proclamations that benefit the things we're discussing here as far as Smart Irrigation Month. And when we do that, it provides a tremendous amount of education. We're aware of many cities and municipalities who are providing rebates to their customers for installing water-smart devices. And in the future, we could be prepared to share this information so that other cities, municipalities, and government agencies can look at what others have done. We also want to educate the public so that they understand that being more efficient is important long-term, because that's where our families in the future is. They need water as well. And so we need to start now in this effort of conserving water. So last is, for those that have an interest to be involved, we're interested in having you become involved. And you can review things that have been done by other companies that was discussed today. There's a Smart Irrigation Month Idea Gallery on the website that will provide you with information, things that are currently being done. You can join a committee within the Irrigation Association. There's many committees. Smart Irrigation Month Committee is one of many. And within your company, you can make Smart Irrigation Month part of your organization. All of us have different companies of different sizes, and if we just do small things, we can make a big difference. So we ask that those that can to become involved. Where do you need to go? You can go to the IA website, ia.org. You can also go to www.smartirrigationmonth.org. That website will be up fairly soon to provide information with regards to the things that are being done on Smart Irrigation Month. Next, I'd like to have Eva talk a little bit about contests that the IA is going to have with regards to awarding those who are doing things with regards to Smart Irrigation Month. Eva?
Thanks, Derek. And my apologies, we are having some technical difficulties with the slideshow, but it will be posted in its entirety on the website following the conclusion of this webinar. As Derek said, we are launching a new Smart Marketing Contest for 2010. It is designed to recognize some of the best ideas that you have and that you're using to promote Smart Irrigation Month to not only the industry but also the public. The contest will be judged on messaging, quality, and creativity. It will examine your individual tactics or your bigger campaigns. All participants will be recognized in some way, as well as the winners themselves. We'll be recognizing winners in multiple categories, so there'll be a turf and a landscape category, as well as one for the agriculture side. Small companies and organizations will be recognized as well, so don't feel that maybe if you're not a large organization that excludes you. Please submit all wonderful ideas. This is designed to showcase the great ideas that everybody has and, further the cause of Smart Irrigation Month. The entry form, as well as the flyer with the background information, should be up on the website by the end of this week, and the URL will probably be irrigation.org/smartcontest. We will send that up to you in a follow-up email when that is posted. But entries will be due at the end of September, so that way you have July to actually showcase your efforts, and then you have a month or two to get your form together and submit it to the contest. Derek?
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody's time today, and we hope that the things that have been shared have been beneficial. And please contact any one of us through the IA's website, and we'd be happy to share anything that we can to be helpful to you. Thanks for your time.
Are we still online?
Yeah, I'm still here, Gene.
Oh, okay.
And
I am as well. This is Derek.
I should have muted the rest of the audience to make sure that the recording is off. Or what we can do is we can launch another meeting right away.
I sort of doubt if they hung around.
Check in with Keith here.